Hi, Jen Crossley.
Hello, everybody. How are y'all?
Good.
Wonderful. 70 and sunny.
I was gonna show you.
Right.
I'm looking at my email to see if I got a message from an applicant, but I haven't. And we'll just have to check in with Dina. I was in meetings all morning, so I never looked at my texts or my emails. I was at the History Center where they're taking down today the Eagleston Avenue exhibit. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Did you see it, Jim?
Yeah, I was able to see it last Wednesday. It actually is really cool. I took pictures of it.
Yeah, and the march in Selma, Alabama, that's gonna be up for a while longer. You did see that on the opposite wall?
Emails.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
When I went to the
Oh,
Eagles,
okay.
though, I went to the kickoff
Getting
of it.
emails. I see
That wasn't there
I
then.
went that night.
there's
So
someone from
Montgomery was not.
grassroots.com that sends me an
So-
email once a week.
I took a
Asking me to
picture
submit
after
my-
that, but
I also did.
here it is. The dignity of
Commitment
lifted.
to America's closest
Yes.
ally.
Wait.
Did I do that?
Yes.
Oh, let me get it there. Third,
Maybe that's why it's coming. Maybe I'm sowing my oats.
here you go.
What else have I done that I've forgotten that you remember? Many things. Oh dear.
It'll be there for a while.
Yeah, because I haven't been in history center. Like I said, it was in the fall. It was a nice day, but I'm pretty sure. it was fall.
Sometime ago.
Yeah.
Before your AI speech.
Yeah.
You had a little pin and you did.
I did have a pin.
Yes.
I did have a pin.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. We're talking about cringeworthy things that I've done
Oh,
in a public
I
meeting.
didn't call it cringeworthy.
Your face said cringeworthy.
What
I
might
do-
that be?
Do you get pins if they're really judged cringeworthy?
Well,
Should we
no,
start doing that? That's why you're getting emails though.
that is probably why I'm getting email.
And it could be like scalps that you could have a stash and you could put all your awards.
And just see how many
They'll call you.
get to reaffirm my commitment to X cause.
I'll give you the staff shipping, what we wanna do. Awesome.
Gosh.
Okay, everybody, we all have a big day. I would like to call this meeting to order. It is Monday, March 4th, 2024. And the Sophia Travis Grants Committee meeting is going to first look at our agenda, see if we want to make any changes, and then move on through our work plan. So, does anybody have any wishes to change the agenda?
Do we wanna state who's here for the record?
Oh, we should. We have Hattie Johnson, we have Peter Iverson, and Jennifer Crossley is here virtually, and Cheryl Munson is here in person, believe it or not. And with us also for our staff is Courtney Moser and Molly Turner King. So, do we have any other public showing up? It looks like
Just our beacon friends,
Yes.
just our what?
our beacon friends, our Beacon Ink friends.
We have Amy from Beacon.
Okay, well, welcome Amy, and I can't see the other name with my
That's
glasses.
the TFD. That's
Oh,
TSD.
that's CSB. Okay, Amy, thank you.
Yes, hello.
Hello. So the first item on our agenda is our agreement with Beacon, which they wish to change. And Amy, I think we just turn this over to you to explain your interests here.
Yes, yeah, thank you so much for hearing about this hopeful change in plans we have with the Sophia Travis grant. So we applied for 2 AEDs and then CPR certification. And we were able to purchase the AEDs in time, but we ran into some difficulty with the CPR certification because the teacher trainer we wanted to hire, he ended up passing away. And so it took us a while to find another trainer. I will say we have the 5 staff members certified in the teacher training now. And so what we're wanting to spend what the grant says we'll spend the remainder is on then the certifications for the rest of the staff. So we're looking at 25 more staff members who will be certified. And we're looking at the cost of that to be approximately $37 per person, which comes to about $925 for the rest of the staff. So we would just like to, permission to go ahead and spend that portion. And then that leaves a remainder of $525 of the grant, which we were hoping to be able to use on supplies such as mannequins for the training or other like bloodborne pathogen kind of, hygienic supplies.
Very
Can-
good. Go ahead, Sam, you have your
I
hand
was
up.
gonna say, just for interruption, and I'm sorry for that. Should we have adopted the agenda first before we moved on?
I asked if anybody wanted to make changes and there were none. I'm sorry, did you not hear me?
Okay, so sorry. Sorry.
So, so I should explain to Amy and to the committee members that we have made amendments to agreements before, both to extend time and to shift some of the related expenditures that are still not made. And it all has to do with not changing the purpose of the grant. So I think what Amy just described seems very consistent. How about the rest of you?
I do too. And in full disclosure, Amy and I work together pretty closely on the fundraising board for Beacon Inc. So I just want to get that out there that, or I don't have any fiduciary conflicts of interest. There is that, but I agree with you, Councilmember Munson, that this all seems very in line with what we've done in the past.
So committee members, would you offer a motion, please? Oh,
So I had prepared a amendment agreement to
oh, good.
for Beacon, which is included in the packet. And after hearing Amy's speak, I think I narrowly tailored it. So I'd like to amend the language in the agreement, specifically in paragraph 2. Currently, paragraph 2 only accounts for using the remaining funds to train the staff members and not to purchase supplies. So I would be adding a sentence that says grantee would also be seeking permission to use grant funds for the purchase of
Project related supplies.
And Amy, can you see the screen?
Yes, thank
Okay.
you.
Amy, how does the date that Molly's incorporated here, the end of calendar year 2023, fit with your plans?
2024.
Oh.
Yeah, so the original agreement
Oh,
was the 2023.
I'm gonna give up reading.
And so I extended it to December 31st of 2024.
Okay.
Yes, that would be great.
Yep, okay. I can read that now that you scrolled down to it.
That's me.
That's you, oh, that's Courtney, thank you.
So it'd be in essence this agreement, but adding a sentence that we're also extending the purpose to include the purchase of project related supplies.
Okay. So knowing that, would Hattie or Peter or Jen, would you offer a motion?
I will. I move that Beacon Inc. Be granted an extension of time to spend their grant funds, their 2022 awarded funds to be spent by December 31st, 2024.
Okay,
Second,
For clarity,
And
it's
for-
an extension of purpose and timing.
that's right.
Extends what they're allowed to use it for and when it has to be used.
mhm. Okay, well, we have a motion and a second, and are you satisfied with that, Molly? Okay. We will need a roll call vote, Courtney, because Miss Jennifer is online with us.
Yes. Counselor Iverson,
Yes.
Counselor Munson,
Yes,
Committee Member Johnson,
Yes.
Counselor Crossley,
Yes.
motion passes unanimous.
thank you, very good. Well, Amy, that takes care of your request, and good luck to you all. I think this was an important project. It's still an important project. So,
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it a lot.
and I hope your trainer somehow didn't have a heart-related issue that caused this. That's just really sad.
Yeah, it was just crazy timing. Yeah. So, all right. Should I, do we sign this agreement? Should I be looking for it, a copy of it to sign and give back to you?
Signed by,
The commissioners,
well, it is signed by, Beacon, so yes. So we'll go for signature to Beacon and then the commissioners.
Beacon before the commissioners.
The meeting usually doesn't.
Did you hear that, Ms. Kendall?
So I'll share that with you via email sometime this week.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Do you have any questions for me before I leave?
don't think so.
None for me.
All right. Have a great day.
You too. Okay. So our next item of business is 2024 grant committee planning, and the first element is a committee member. And I was hopeful,
You were.
and I did not get an email today. It's possible it went to Dina.
I think they should go to Kim.
They're supposed to go to Kim. It might be in Kim's email. Don't look. It's fine. If we get it, we'll it's hard to have another meeting, but we can work it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, Kim's not here, but maybe Courtney can tell us about the next item, which is the committee calendar.
Yes. So we were considering changing the timeline that we use for Sophia Travis Awards just because it kind of overlaps with budgets. And so it puts a lot on the office at the same time. I made a couple options for you guys to look at.
Thank you.
So I have three different options. The first one would entail moving it up a couple of months. That would allow for the entire grant cycle to be completed before budgets begin.
I like that a lot, but we'll see.
Like late May is what we're looking at?
Yes, so applications would open the end of April and be due the end of May. And then checks would be able to go out to organizations by August sometime. And so that would be right before budgets start for us, and that could get everything taken care of earlier. The other option, option two, would be pushing it back a couple of months. I worked with the dates a bit so that it didn't overlap too heavily with when we're especially busy in the office. But I'm not sure how much the council would prefer that because I do think meetings then overlap a bit with budget meetings. And that could just be a busy month for you guys.
And you guys.
Yeah. And then option 3 would be keeping it relatively similar to what we did last year, where
Mhm.
applications open in June and are due in July.
Yeah,
Um,
but we wrap up in September before that.
yes, checks typically go out in October with our usual schedule. Any thoughts, questions?
It seems to me like option one aligns our process a little bit more with the city's Jack Hopkins process.
Yes.
I like that. That seems to me to show that nonprofits can, or the applicants can be applying for things for Jack Hopkins and for Sophia Travis, and it might encourage collaboration.
Yes.
It might encourage other things that could be helpful instead of having two disparate processes where,
So I've heard the opposite from organizations. They like hearing what happens with Jack Hopkins. And then they know what,
And decide.
and
oh,
then they just dust off a failed proposal and ship it to Sophia Travis.
With option
Mhm.
one, well, I guess option, Jack Hopkins award announcements are announced on June 12th.
June 12th.
So our applications would be due a couple weeks before.
Yeah.
Applications would be due. We wouldn't have announced awards yet at that point.
No,
not until July 9th.
Right.
So we'd be about a month still behind Jack Hopkins.
Right.
One other observation that I would point out for consideration with option one is I think it might cut down on the amount of extensions that we have to give out, because instead, as of right now, checks usually get out November, so you have that 1 month of December and all of the following year. Whereas if checks go out in August, awardees would have August through December, which might be beneficial for applicants like the project school when they applied a couple of years ago, because it gives them really 2 semesters of school to work with rather than just one.
Mhm.
Are we at all concerned that option one moves things into the summer too much? And that people are gonna be gone, so maybe that might impact our presentations? School, MCC gets out on the 21st of May.
Yeah, and this is, June 10th for, presentations.
And these are all tentative dates, just like a few days or a week within where I think would be ideal.
So, Peter, when does MCCFC get out?
The 21st of May. And IU gets out a little earlier, I think, right?
Mhm. So. Well, I sure don't like pushing it all so later than we have,
Yeah,
and I don't like us following the same old schedule, because Kim and Courtney both identified changing the schedule would be very helpful for them. So let's talk about the likely impact of having an early schedule on the applicants. They won't know about Jack Hopkins. Their Jack Hopkins proposal. They won't know whether that was successful or not. And I don't know enough to know what sort of percentage of proposals Jack Hopkins funds, and what sort of proportion of them amounts requested they fund.
If the
I
order
was,
both, they can't receive both Jack Hopkins and.
If they can, they do, if they can and do.
Okay.
And it can go to the same project.
I think the idea is that organizations want to know how much they're getting from one,
From
they
one,
know how
so
to
they know
work the
how to do it.
application.
Jen has her hand raised. I'm sorry, Councilmember Crossley.
no, that's what I was gonna say. Cause I know last year the biggest thing was, cause I know that a few of the organizations that applied for Sophia Travis did not get approved through Jack Hopkins last year. And my concern would be that they put all their eggs maybe in one basket for Jack Hopkins as much, and then they're not awarded like what they are requesting. So that would be my only concern with trying to align it with the same time frame as the city with Jack Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
So option 3 opens the applications 2 days after the city council
Mhm.
announces its
Mm-hmm.
appropriations or its recommendations for Jack Hopkins. Councilmember Crossley, that seems to address some of what you were just saying.
Yeah. I guess just to make sure that we aren't putting too much strain on our office though, what would be the, Courtney, what's the like concerns that you all would have if we did go through option or with option 3?
Option 3 aligns with what we have done in the past. And I've just noticed that there's a lot of office work for Sophia Travis in August and October, and those are typically our busiest months with budgets as
Mhm.
well. We've done it, so it's definitely doable.
Mhm.
It was just a possibility to consider moving it up.
And so what, I want to write in here on the calendar, the Jack Hopkins
I,
date.
I have it on there.
Oh, you do?
June 12th.
Well, and
I'm just so far away from June 12.
can you summarize the different options? So option 1 is the early option.
Right,
Option 3 is the middle option, and option 2 is the late option.
correct.
Yeah.
I guess I did it kind of backwards. Option 3 is what aligns with what we usually do. Option 1, 2 would be the changes. So option 1 is pushing it up a couple of months. Option 2 is pushing it back a couple of months.
Uh-huh.
With option 2, that one is later, but looking at the dates, I did try to align it more with how our office work kind of lines up.
Uh-huh.
The only concern I would have with that one would be things like public meetings. For instance, we would have applicant presentations in October. You guys also have budget meetings in October. I don't know if that would be too much.
That's the night before the first reading.
Yeah. And also
That's usually,
that could be any day. It could be like the week before.
Yeah.
The week of.
Sure,
Just
sure.
We
as
could
an
do that.
idea.
mhm. Yeah, that really is.
The red days, if you notice, I think just August and September, I have some
Close.
dates in red. Those are the days that we have an incredible amount going on in the office. Just for my reference. But that's what that means.
For those of you watching at home, in August, it's like every day.
No, every
August
day.
is pretty crazy.
Hello. There's also October.
Yeah,
But-
August and October, I would say are the most heavy office work wise.
So what would be staff's recommendation? If you have one?
I think as far as what works best for the office would be option 1. I think option 2 would be the second most doable. I think that the issues with that one would be more up to counselors' schedules and how busy they want their October to be. And option 3, we've done it, we can do it again,
Okay.
if absolutely needed.
So I have a suggestion for option 2,
Okay,
and that is in October. Moving the applicant presentations up a week,
okay,
and
and we could even do it the week earlier too. Those are pretty flexible. Applications are due September 20th, which is a few weeks earlier. I'm pretty sure there's an auditors conference the week of September 23rd, so I left that blank. I recall that that's why we didn't schedule a council meeting, because we didn't know if counselors would be going to that. So I left that week blank, but then there's another week we could use for presentations there as well. There is, with option 2, there is quite a bit of time, I think 2 weeks extra that you guys have in between when applications are due and when the score sheets need to be reviewed. Since it is a busy time, it gives you guys a little bit more time to work on
Yeah,
those.
that's more than a month between those two.
yeah, that's plenty.
It's more than a month to
No,
review.
I just knew with budgets, I
I
didn't want
just
you
sort of
guys
like
to
to
be
get it-
too overworked.
get it done, and then have it sort of fresh in our minds. That's what I was thinking about.
So yes, I think applicant presentations could be moved up if that's helpful for that option.
So option 1 would be your recommendation. Option 2, if we needed to go another route. And option 3, we could make it work, but it would be a struggle.
Yeah,
That's my opinion, yes.
that's what they wanted to get away from.
I'm leaning more towards option 2 if we can change it, like what Cheryl was saying as well. So if that's something that we could do, I just want to make sure like, A, we're not overextending ourselves, especially with budget. And most importantly, like our office staff, wanting to make sure that we are being mindful of the work that they have to do as well, because we heavily rely on y'all for a lot of things. So I'm more inclined to say option 2. I can work with option 1. But whatever is easy for the office and works well with everybody else, I'm in favor for.
So applications are due on the 20th. And what if we had 20th of September? What if we had presentations on the 26th? You're not too busy that week.
We're not. My only concern is the auditors conference.
And how-
I'm not sure how long that lasts and who's going.
Let's,
My,
AIC.
for the council, the state called meeting is always in July.
Right,
So that's not in our,
right.
I just know that we initially had a council meeting scheduled for September 24th, but the Auditor Smith at that time.
is October 24th through October 26th.
October.
October 24th.
I'm not sure why we rescheduled that meeting then. But that's okay. That alleviates that concern then.
Well, that's what's on AIC's website right now.
And that's for 24.
No, it's not.
You can find old calendars if you search the web.
Yeah.
It says register now, which is what.
A little misleading. Well, I don't think it's all
What?
we. regardless, is it?
Last
Monday
year it
through
was all week.
Friday? Okay.
Apparently.
I mean, we could do, presentations October 1st. That week, September 30th.
Checks go out for that, oh, it could be the 30th, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Cause that's just,
It could be the 30th. If we're leaning more towards option 2, I can
I'm-
try and manipulate those dates a bit to make them make more sense with the rest of our schedule. These were kind of rough ideas since it was a few different options. But I could work on that and share that with you all if you'd like.
okay, so, possibilities for presentation are, September 30th.
Mhm.
The committee meeting on score sheet procedures. It is pretty short.
Mhm.
That could stay right where it is. And then we could do our scoring and turn it in like on the 7th or 8th
The 7th of,
October. I mean, that's really bumping it up, but it gets us done before the first reading of the budget.
okay,
Or
And then would we have the applicant presentations?
on the 30th of September.
September 30th.
Mm. Well, the reading doesn't make any difference. Really. It's just a reading.
The budget readings,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
We just sit there and listen to
Well,
whoever.
it's anyone's guess whether the public hearing will be
Right.
packed or empty. That's all.
Well, we want a packed hearing, then we can just raise a bunch of taxes.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that could happen.
No, probably not this year.
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
Not this year.
So to get it for option 2, to have awards announced by November 1st, I would need the score sheet review to happen by November 1st would be the latest. So anytime, I mean, if we want to do it early, that's definitely fine, or we could push it back later.
Hmm. We're not busy November 1st, and
Right.
the last week of October and the first week of November. Well,
So there-
there's election day. Wait a sec, guys.
Yeah.
The mother of all elections.
That's right.
That's, I got distracted. Okay.
That would be the 5th.
It would be the 5th.
I apologize, I missed that one.
I was so bummed at my iPhone, it didn't have Easter on it.
My goodness.
And I kept looking through it and I looked back at previous years for Easter and they were all noted. It's because I kept searching in March. And it's in
Well, that would
April.
do it.
Easter is March
Yeah,
31st.
It is, but it was
Huh,
close to.
interesting.
Right, it sounds like option 2 is the way forward with some changes forthcoming based on the things we talked about.
That's sort of like
Mhm.
the bulk of our work being in last week of October.
Lump it all together. Okay.
I would agree.
Cause that's That's the only empty week in this whole packet.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, there's another one. November 17th.
Okay, so I can work on that. Does that need to be agreed to at another meeting, the final schedule?
Yeah, I really hate to have another meeting just to,
Well,
can we,
Can it be by email?
so,
hmm?
Can we do it by email?
Nope, not allowed.
No, okay.
We can't do an all virtual meeting.
if it's just a calendar, can I just send it out and if everyone says yes, it's fine, and then if they say no, then we have a meeting?
I would like that.
I think it's agreeable. So yes, I can do that.
It's a scheduling matter. Hmm,
All right, that sounds like a plan. The other item, or the next item was just, to let you guys know that we are transitioning to Teams like we are with everything else. So the items that we did in Dropbox last year will be in Teams this year.
yes.
If not, if you have any questions on that?
Just to
I
be
can help
clear,
you.
are we creating a Teams channel for this group? I don't think we are, or we can, right?
Right, so at this point, what I have is a folder within the county council. And I have given access to you as well, to just that folder.
Oh,
of
like
Sophia
In
Travis.
Dropbox or not Dropbox, but OneDrive.
Right.
Okay.
So if you have any problems with that, just let me know, but it should allow you to access that at this point.
So I will go through it with you, make sure I can access all those things, but
Okay. It should be pretty similar to what we did, just a different platform. And then is there anything we need to do moving forward regarding another committee member?
can't do a thing.
Okay.
Kim set up the application.
Right.
So it's within the council rather than the commissioners / council collaboration, which failed us terribly. Somebody had applied for the health department and we didn't know it for over a year.
Right.
That's just embarrassing and it was a qualified person. So thanks to her persistence, she's now on the health department board.
Right, and then we have other items. Is there anything else?
None for me.
No, I think, Jennifer, are you, Miss Crossley, anything else?
Nope, I am good.
Thank you. Thank you for being able to get away. Are you in City Hall?
No, I'm at home and I'm literally, after this is over, I'm getting ready to go to one of my last 2 physical therapy appointments for my foot. So,
Good
yeah.
for you. I need to be doing that again. So. Okay, well, good luck with that.
Thanks.
So if there's nothing else, folks, I will let you know when I hear about an applicant and then meanwhile, hopefully we'll get this calendar all straight and Kim will be happy. That'll teach her to be sick on a day when we're deciding schedule.
Right. That's-
So thank you for your time today. And we will be adjourned.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Courtney, this is very helpful to have this so we